Missing man stuns town after they find out he's been burglarizing for 27 years. "27 years of solitude." In one of Rome's woods, a hermit appeared in April 2013 to tell a weird story of his. He says that he lived alone for 27 years with no human contact, and the last time he spoke to someone was back in 1990 when a hiker crossed his way. No one did believe his story, neither the public nor did the police. Surviving the harsh winters. The hermit claimed that he survived the icy cold of Maine, Rome, by some tips as pacing back and forth around his campsite, and even by keeping a fire alight during the nights when the cold hits badly. And to handle the isolation, the hermit committed to reading and meditating to save his healthy mindset. Finding inspiration. The hermit proved his source of inspiration by telling the police about Ralph Waldo Emerson, who enlightened him and made him understand the connection between the soul and nature. He as well got inspired by the Romantic and history reads. A complicated relationship. He explained what he felt about being isolated. He came to realize the lack of necessity to identify himself. There was nobody there to see and notice how he lost his identity and the purpose of being the person he is. He deepened his thoughts and his self-perception and explained the feel he got. Wandering the wilderness. In the wild, the hermit had no name, no desires, no will to do anything. His isolation made people think of him as a missing person, while his family assumed that he just went for his own path. But the truth is he had no clue where to go. He traversed the mountains and the rivers, ridges and woods until he found a suitable place for his spiritual comfort. Under arrest. The hermit got arrested for stealing from another camp. Police put him in jail, then went to search his campsite to find out what was not expected. They were shocked of what they saw. All is revealed. They identified him as Christopher Knight, who is currently 47 years old, lived in mugshots. His appearance did not give the impression of someone who lived for 27 years in the woods. He was clean and shaved with a very old-fashioned glasses. The authorities assured that he is what they call the North Pond Hermit. In fact, he was stealing from other campers for years. The legend of the hermit. This folklore person, who is known as the hermit, was well known as a suspect in the police search list. After arresting him, they came to figure out his criminal facts. He could have been responsible for over 1,000 burglaries and break-ins in the Rome area for years. Isolation was really his true story after all. A life built on lies. Knight never did hunt, fish, or trap while being in the wild. The survival tips were not included in his claimed isolation, but instead he preferred to steal from others to stay alive. Depending on others with such an ugly criminal way is just terrible. Admitting guilt. He at last admitted the fact that he was conscious and aware of the hardship he was doing to others, and he flashed the light that he never took pleasure while stealing. He said he was scared to be caught every time he did so.